Good evening. I'm Jacob Doherty. You know, just like any truly great news source, we make mistakes here at Next Week Now. So I'll be here every week to make corrections on our predictions from last episode, as well as fill you in on the things we missed. We'll be keeping a score of our accuracy, so grab your calculators if you want to follow along at home. Last week, we predicted that the United States would be at war with the entire world except for Israel, Canada, and Russia. This week, there were several incidents with the Russian military, including Russian jets buzzing a U.S. Navy destroyer and a Russian spy ship patrolling off the coast of the U.S. Looks like we may have been wrong about that one, so we're going to be starting off with a pitiful -5 points. However, we did predict last week that U.S. troops would be shown support by giving them a pat on the back and a fun-sized chocolate bar. In Fresno, California, troops weren't given candy, but instead Valentines from school children, which is probably just about as valuable, so we're going to go ahead and give that one 305 points to bring us out of the red. In a recent interview, Scarlett Johansson, newly divorced from her second husband, Romain Dariac, gave her opinion on monogamy, saying, "I don't think it's natural to be a monogamous person. I have a chance." Donald Trump has backtracked on his recognition of Taiwan as an independent state, saying that he will now honor the One China policy. Seriously, Donald? What's next? One China, two China, red China, black China? Last week, our senior correspondent Logan Thomas reported on a cold front that would be coming to Austin. While the weather has gotten a little chilly, you could also make the argument that we were cryptically referring to the increase of ICE, or Immigration and Customs Enforcement, activity in the city, conducting raids and arrests on Austin residents. Instead of a frigid wind blowing through the streets, we're experiencing a front of cold, heartless bastards who aren't content to let people live their lives in peace. And for that, we get 1,000 points, because I'm the one in control here. At the Grammys this week, John Travolta was unable to read the teleprompter, which is pretty, I can't, just go to the next one. Harrison Ford almost crashed his plane, again, this time nearly colliding with an airliner on the runway he thought he was supposed to land on. Who knows, maybe he thought that Gary Oldman was trying to hijack this one too. Last week, we made the prediction that the NRA would be endorsing new legislation that allows the sale of cannons to the public. This week, following a letter from the NRA and the California Rifle and Pistol Organization, the California Department of Justice withdrew its recent regulations of assault rifles. One step closer to cannons, and another 600 points for us. Michael Flynn's career as National Security Advisor ended this week after only 23 days. To give some context, here's a list of things that lasted longer than Michael Flynn's stint in office. My third-grade relationship with Amber Stevens, the average menstrual cycle, my emo phase, the lifespan of a mosquito, Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphrey's marriage, the amount of time it takes marijuana to leave your system, not that I would know, and the gestation period of a wombat. Impressive stuff, Mikey boy. Last week, we made the prediction that a new study would emerge stating that the use of e-cigarettes will make you way cooler and lead to an increase in people wanting to befriend you. This week, a study from the University of Texas Health Science Center at Houston discovered a link between e-cigarette use and heightened depression in college students. Depression, as we all know, is kind of in vogue among college students right now, so we think we nailed this one pretty accurately. Consequently, we will be awarding ourselves 800 points. Guns N' Roses was recently booed on stage for forgetting the name of the city that they were performing in. Reports say that the crowd then continued to boo after coming to the realization that they were attending a Guns N' Roses concert. We made the prediction last week that, contrary to popular belief, the next phone that Apple released would not be the iPhone 8, but instead the iPhone 7.5. A leak this week, however, revealed specs for the fabled iPhone 8, meaning that there really is no way around this one. We got it wrong, so we must be punished. Remove 1 point from our score. Well, that's going to do it for me. We're ending tonight's segment with an impressive 1,699 points. I'll see you again next week, but until then, you've been filled in on what we missed.